Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I got another Dino Charge review for you. This is the 5-inch Dino Charge Megazord. So this guy here, I've had him for a while actually, and thanks to my good friend Brian, aka Shuken Shinobi, fellow Power Rangers toy reviewer. He managed to pick one up for me, and I appreciate that, Brian. Here it is right here, the Dino Charge Megazord. This is really cool because this is somewhat of a new thing that they're doing. So by the way, on the back it kind of gives you a little bio of the Dino Charge Megazord and a cool little image from the show, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's kind of a neat little thing because they've never really done 5-inch figures or in the same line as your typical Power Rangers. They've done the Retrofire figures before, but this one's a little bit different. These ones have more posability than the Retrofire figures. Those were kind of their own toy line, whereas now these are a part of the main 5-inch toy line, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna open this right up and just do my review just as is like this. I've already seen lots of photos and videos of this thing, so I kind of know how it already is, but I'm excited about it nonetheless, just to kind of see for myself. So this is pretty cool. And they are doing more of these Megazords, which is great. They're doing the Dino Charge Megazord, which a bunch of people have already found. I have not found it yet, because typically people have been finding it, I think, at their local Walmart stores or Toys R Us stores. My local Walmart has like nothing, and my local Toys R Us, it's like fully stocked basically, so I don't know when they're gonna get another restock, but anyways. Alright, I'm doing a terrible job at opening this up, but whatever. Let's get this guy out of here. Pop that out. Lots of loud sounds, and then we'll move all that stuff off to the side. Alright, so here we go. This is the Dino Charge Megazord 5-inch figure right here. And at first glance, it definitely is missing paint. You know, that's like the one clear thing about the Megazord figure. Definitely missing a lot of paint, which, you know, is a little unfortunate because it kind of does take away from the look of it a little bit. But that being said, I can already tell this thing has a good amount of articulation, and that makes me excited. So first things first, let's kind of take an up-close look at the figure here. So here it is right here. The helmet looks pretty good. I do like the look of the helmet. Looks pretty nice there. So the back, by the way, pretty much has like no paint, just FYI, aside from the T-Rex head there. But there's the T-Rex head, which looks okay. The chest looks fine. Then you have the blue and pink Ranger Zords, which are just a giant blob of blue and a giant blob of pink. Nothing more to them there. Although there is some silver on the end of the pink Ranger Zord right there. And then this is just solid red right here. So pretty basic, some silver down there as well. Pretty basic in terms of paint, but as far as articulation goes, the head rotates around all the way, so that's nice. Although it gets stuck if you try and do it, so you kind of, I mean, it can rotate in either direction, but it might get a little stuck depending on which direction you turn it in, so keep that in mind. The arms rotate all the way around, both of them. Rotates up that much and that much right there. These pieces kind of get in the way of doing anything more, but that's still pretty good. You do have elbow articulation there, so that's nice. And the hands rotate around 360 degrees, so that's pretty cool. He can do the splits, which is unprecedented really for a Megazord figure. That's pretty cool. He can kick forward and back as well, so lots of leg articulation. Can bend at the knee too. And the foot rotates all the way around and can go side to side. It's on like a ball joint, so you can completely move it around however you want. So you can actually get some really cool action poses with him, and I'll show you in a second because I'm going to show you the sword that he has too, the saber here. No paint on this thing, pretty basic, but it serves its purpose, so you can hold it right there. So, you know, again, as far as like action poses go, that is pretty cool. You couldn't do that before with some of the other figures. Like sometimes the Retrofire figures that they did would have some articulation, but it'd always be on like half of the body. Like half the body you'd be able to rotate, and then this arm would be like stuck straight or something. Like it was always never like full articulation really, at least on most of the figures. So it's really nice to actually have a lot more articulation now for these Megazord figures. It's really cool. Because you can also then, of course, since it's in the same 5-inch line, you can have them alongside the actual Rangers, which is kind of crazy. So the Megazord figure is a little bit taller, but it's still kind of in the same scale, which is pretty cool. It does kind of stand out a bit more though, because the Ranger figures are much more detailed in terms of the paint and everything, whereas the Megazord figure is not. So that kind of makes it stand out a bit more in terms of what it's lacking in the paint. But still, articulation-wise, they're quite similar, both the figures there, which is pretty cool. But it's really neat because now you can have like, you know, they never make villain figures the size of the deluxe Megazords, but now that you have a Megazord the size of the regular villain figures, now you can have like an epic battle. Like let's say Fury, you know, becomes massive. Well, now here's, you know, you can pretend like you can like get like mini little buildings and like make your own little set and pretend like the Dino Charge Megazord is facing off against Fury. This joint is a little loose. I don't know if that's just my figure or what, but just something to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, you can have them like face off like this, which is pretty cool because they're like in the same scale now, which is great. And what's going to be even better is when they start releasing all the Monster of the Day figures, it's going to be perfect. It's like you can have a battle of the Megazord versus the Monster of the Day. And they even are going to release a figure of the Vivizords, I think they're called, where it's the Vivix when they kind of combine and become bigger. So you can have a face-off there of that, which is awesome. I mean, I love that. So that's really cool that you're able to do that and have villain figures and Megazord figures in the same scale. That's really cool in my opinion. So yeah, overall, I mean, I think this is really cool. I love the idea behind it. I think it is lacking a bit in the paint department, so that kind of, you know, takes the coolness down a couple of notches, I guess. But you know, if you're good at painting figures and stuff, which I've never tried before, but you know, if you are, then you can certainly paint it up and make it look much nicer. But aside from that, personally, I still like it because I love the articulation and I love having this in the same scale as the Rangers, the villains, things like that. It's really cool to be able to have that for sure. So I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to get the Dino Charge Megazord and some of the other Megazord figures, and I hope they continue this, having the Megazord figures in the 5-inch line down the road as well. So if you guys like this review, then please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. Got lots more Dino Charge reviews on the way. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. So just for comparison's sake, I got the deluxe Dino Charge Megazord right here alongside the 5-inch figure. Obviously there's a huge size difference. In terms of paint between these two, there's kind of some differences. There's some yellow and certain things that the deluxe version has that this one does not. However, this one also has some more silver here, which actually, no, never mind, that one does have the same too. I spoke wrong there. So yeah, it seems like the deluxe version has a bit more paint than the 5-inch version. However, if you take a look at the actual image of the Megazord from the show, there's certainly more paint on the legs, some silver there, things like that that are missing. So they're both kind of missing paint, but they both do their job. You know, the deluxe Dino Charge Megazord is cool for what it is. You know, the Zords look great, and being able to combine it with the other Zords is pretty cool as well. Zord builder functionality. And the 5-inch figure has some great articulation, and it's on a nice scale alongside the other Ranger and villain figures as well. So they both have their purpose, but in terms of paint, they're both kind of lacking that as well, so they have that in common too. But anyways, that's that. Just kind of want to show you guys a little comparison, so I hope you guys enjoy this little video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.